on with AT. I think first and foremost, it's absolutely unacceptable. I think as a league, as a whole, there's been so much more toxicity, racism, homophobia, straight out like nonsense, hate nonsense. And it is absolutely unacceptable. Most of this coming from the online community. Most of this, in my heart of hearts, I believe, not coming from WNBA fans, Indiana Fever fans.
Hold up, this is absolutely wild. We've got Caitlin Clark, the undisputed face of the WNBA, getting targeted night after night, taking brutal fouls that could end careers, and what happens? Her asterisk-owned coach, Stephanie White, steps up to the mic and somehow spins the whole thing into a polite disagreement over avocado toast. Forget defending her star rookie. White managed to downplay Alyssa Thomas's violent altercation with Clark, making it sound like a minor scuffle instead of the potentially career-threatening cheap shot the world witnessed. This isn't just diplomacy, it's a masterclass in narrative manipulation, and it leaves you wondering if anyone in that league is truly on Clark's side.
Get somebody to spend the rest of your life with who looks at you the way Stephanie White looks at Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner. Get somebody to spend the rest of your life with who defends you the way Stephanie White defends Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner. And don't get somebody to spend the rest of your life with who looks at you how Stephanie White looks at Caitlin.
Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in.
I just spoken, defending Alyssa Thomas. Everyone cares about the mental health of everybody else in the WNBA except for Caitlin Clark. No one cares about her mental health. Nobody cares about her physical health. But they all care about the mental health, the physical health, the everything health of Alyssa Thomas, because Alyssa Thomas is the victim.
Everyone, and I mean asterisk everyone, expected a fiery defense. Fans, media, even casual viewers tuning in for Clark anticipated Stephanie White to come out swinging for her rookie sensation, who continues to absorb more punishment than any player in the league. But instead of backing Clark, instead of demanding real protection for the player bringing unprecedented eyeballs and revenue to the WNBA, White delivered a performance that felt more like veteran diplomacy than a passionate coach defending her star. She made the hard foul on Clark, the one that led to a one-game suspension for Thomas, sound like nothing more than a minor misunderstanding, completely sidestepping the dangerous reality of what happened.
And now she's adding more towards it. Your player could have had her career ended that night. Thank God she didn't. If Alyssa Thomas landed on her leg, the same leg that ended her season, her fist was on her neck.
Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in.
Stephanie White comes out in defense of Alyssa Thomas. Folks, rumor has it, and I heard this with the grapevine, if there was a train coming, maybe not the best analogy with the supposed death threats. Let's just say, hypothetically, if there was a train coming and Alyssa Thomas was on the train tracks, folks, rumor has it Stephanie White would sacrifice herself. No!
Here's the thing. Most coaches, when their star player is consistently targeted and then suffers a foul that warrants a suspension, would be in full protective mode. They'd be demanding accountability, calling for stricter rules, and pushing for immediate action from the league office. But White's response mirrored the WNBA's often lukewarm stance, offering polite words and subtly downplaying the sheer danger of the play. It felt like a carefully crafted statement designed to avoid rocking the boat, rather than a genuine call to action to safeguard the player who is quite literally carrying the league on her shoulders.
This is what has been created in this WNBA space. Alyssa Thomas has still not apologized to Caitlin Clark for what she claims was an accident. Does that lengthy interview, which I posted and gave my reaction to. Still no apology. But I'm supposed to feel bad because Alyssa Thomas is getting some uncomfortable DMs or comments on social media? Is that what it's supposed to?
Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in.
Let's dissect Alyssa Thomas, both the way she comports herself there and what she said. If I'm just looking at her demeanor, I don't see where she is at all sorry. Again, even if your assertion is that it was unintentional.
She even acknowledged and appreciated the league's review that ultimately led to Thomas's suspension, which, let's be honest, was the absolute bare minimum response. But then White pivoted. Instead of hammering home the need for enhanced player safety or demanding that officials be more proactive in calling these dangerous fouls, live asterisk, she spent more time questioning why the initial foul wasn't caught in real time. This isn't just a subtle difference, it's a massive deflection. It shifts the blame to officiating errors in a single moment, rather than addressing the systemic problem of targeted physicality against Clark that has become a consistent, alarming pattern this season.
Now Alyssa Thomas is the victim because people are saying words on social media. And now these online communities, have you seen the online communities with Caitlin Clark? Huh? I read them. They make fun of, destroy Caitlin Clark every single day. Say the craziest things. Have you talked about that? No. So, see, this is crazy to me. Stephanie White, I think it was better you just shut the hell up, in my opinion. It was best for you.
Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in.
Caitlin Clark or Indiana Fever fan that's still taking up for this woman, you're pathetic. At this point, y'all do realize she sat up there, and I cut the video short because it would have just made a lot of y'all mad. And if you want to get mad, go watch the full video and waste, 3-4 minutes of your life that you won't get mad. But y'all do realize the person that was attacked was the person that she coaches. Do y'all not realize it?
And get this, it was almost impressive how stylishly White managed to sidestep the bigger, more pressing issue. Her team, the Indiana Fever, relies entirely on Caitlin Clark staying healthy and on the court to make any kind of meaningful run in the playoffs. Clark is their engine, their draw, their entire future. White had every reason, every mandate asterisk, to push hard for significant changes, for rules that would actually deter these types of incidents. But she opted for the safe, non-confrontational route, echoing the bland, carefully worded statements we've heard from so many others. She even called out the online hate directed at both Thomas and Clark, which is fine in isolation, but it felt like a convenient way to avoid the uncomfortable truth. The league needs to crack down on these plays, not just issue polite condemnations of fan reactions.
Exclusively on the backlash against Alyssa Thomas, without similarly recognizing the hostility towards Caitlin Clark, the league creates the appearance of selected empathy. A lot of fans are just feeling that the perception is that some players receive more public compassion than others. It's like, I feel like I'm living in the upside down world, and I don't like the use of these buzzwords, but there is something called victim blaming, and this seems to definitively fall into
backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in.
Don't get the sense from Alyssa Thomas's body language that it mattered at all. This is bad. That's her whole mindset. This is basketball, and basketball is meant to be physical. It's not going to change the way I play. It's not going to change the way we play. And that's one of the reasons why I go that 1-game suspension is an absolute joke, because there's nothing there to try to get people to alter their behavior. We have seen her hurt people. We have seen her take Angel Reese by the neck.
But here's where it gets absolutely wild. The real kicker came just hours later when Alyssa Thomas herself finally broke her silence after serving that token 1-game suspension. Thomas emerged acting completely shocked by the punishment, genuinely claiming she didn't deserve any asterisk discipline, let alone a suspension, for what she called a complete accident. She then complained bitterly about the league staying silent while she received death threats and ugly messages online. You cannot make this stuff up. The sheer audacity, the complete lack of self-awareness, was astounding, especially when the replay footage clearly shows Thomas making direct contact with her fist right around Clark's throat area during a scramble.
A lot of people are feeling are the out-of-pocket statements, yet she is absolutely receiving the brunt of the criticism. And since the rollout of this no space for hate slogan that the WNBA has come out with, the Indiana Fever fan base has been investigated for apparent racial slurs shouted out during a game, which after the investigation proved to be totally false, sparked by a social media rumor. It was actually a dolphin noise that you hear in multiple games. You hear them before that game and you hear them after that.
Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in.
I realized that Stephanie has a long list of times where she didn't take up for Caitlin. Y'all do realize that, like, and she just done it again. She took up for AT instead of Caitlin Clark. Y'all do realize, right? Caitlin Clark was the one that was viciously attacked.
Fans, as you can imagine, absolutely lost their minds over Thomas's comments. The outrage spread like wildfire across social media platforms and sports commentary shows. To frame herself as the real victim, after a play that looked reckless at best and intentionally dangerous at worst, especially given Clark's already documented history of hard landings, eye pokes, and cheap shots that seemed to follow her everywhere, poured gasoline on an already raging inferno. Thomas's insistence that she deserved no discipline whatsoever felt like a textbook example of downplaying, mirroring the same calculated, measured energy that Stephanie White showed in her own response. The league, after a review upgraded the foul, handed out a single-game suspension. That's it. A one-game sit-out barely registers as a slap on the wrist in a long, grueling season. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. Now listen to this part. Players absolutely notice when the consequences for dangerous plays remain this light. It effectively gives a green light for more of the same rough stuff, creating a culture where physicality borders on malicious. Caitlin Clark, the most hyped rookie in years, the player shattering records and bringing millions of new fans to women's basketball, should not have to endure this level of targeting every single night just to prove she belongs. She's absorbing hits that would dominate headlines if they happen to any of the league's established, veteran stars. That one-game suspension for Thomas feels woefully inadequate because it does absolutely nothing to deter the next player who thinks they can get away with a similar dangerous act. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. No one wants to see a generational talent like Caitlin Clark waste her prime years recovering from entirely avoidable injuries, while the rest of the veterans close ranks and pretend like everything is just part of the game. Stephanie White, as Clark's coach, had a golden opportunity to use her platform to demand immediate rule changes, call for better referee training, or even push for significantly heavier penalties that would actually make players think twice. Instead, she chose to sound reasonable and balanced, which, let's be honest, is exactly what everyone else says when they want to avoid rocking the boat and challenging the established order. She mentioned the unacceptable hate and blamed fake fans pushing agendas, but she stopped short of actually demanding the league protect its biggest draw more aggressively. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. That polite, balanced tone, the one seemingly adopted by the entire league, allows the dangerous physical play to continue unabated, while Caitlin Clark just keeps racking up bruises, and the highlights of her getting fouled hard rack up millions of views. It's a twisted irony. The WNBA talks a massive game about growth, about expanding its audience, about reaching new heights thanks to stars like Clark, yet it lets situations like this slide with minimal consequences. It's almost as if the veterans are given a free pass to initiate the rookies through physical pain, under the guise of toughness. Think about how truly absurd this looks from the outside. Clark drops ridiculous numbers, sells out buildings across the country, and boosts TV ratings through the roof. Yet she still catches elbows, neck contact, and questionable closeouts that referees somehow miss until the league office is forced to review the tape later. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. This entire saga exposes the growing pains nobody in the WNBA establishment seems willing to admit. The league is chasing mainstream attention, thanks almost entirely to transcendent talents like Clark, but it's handling that massive new spotlight with the same old, insider rules and a complacent culture that leaves its breakout stars vulnerable. Fans are seeing the glaring mismatch between massive crowds and unprecedented viewership, and the minimal protection offered to the player making it all possible, and they're growing louder and more frustrated every single week. Clark keeps proving her worth through pure skill, incredible toughness, and an unwavering commitment to the game. Yet the league owes her far more than polite statements and retroactive reviews. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. Caitlin Clark has shown incredible poise and resilience through all of this. But no player, absolutely no player, should have to develop a tolerance for this level of targeting just to survive their rookie year. If the league cannot figure out how to protect her better, if it continues to allow veterans to play with impunity, then perhaps the smartest, most pragmatic move for Clark really is stepping away before something far worse happens. That would be a catastrophic loss for the WNBA, an irreversible blow to its burgeoning popularity. Yet, it might finally be the only thing that forces everyone involved to confront how they are treating the player who is single-handedly injecting all this new energy, attention, and crucially, asterisk money, into the league. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. The outrage over Alyssa Thomas's comments only grew because people recognize when someone is desperately trying to rewrite a narrative after a bad look. One game off does absolutely nothing to stop the next elbow, the next hard screen, or the next neck contact waiting in the next matchup. Clark keeps showing up and performing at an elite level, but the wear and tear, both physical and mental, adds up. At some critical point, the league has to make a definitive decision. Does it want to genuinely protect its golden goose, or will it continue to watch her dodge danger every single night, hoping she doesn't break? The entire situation highlights fundamental problems in how the WNBA handles its breakout stars, how it manages its internal culture, and how it responds to undeniable moments of controversy. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. Caitlin Clark deserves so much better from the league she is quite literally carrying on her shoulders. And if the veterans, the coaches, and the league office itself cannot or will not demand more, perhaps she really should consider whether staying puts her future at too much risk. The WNBA talks about growth every chance it gets, in every press conference, in every marketing campaign. But real growth, sustainable growth, means actively protecting the players who make that growth possible, instead of letting them absorb hits and hope for the best. The tape doesn't lie, the fans see it all, and the excuses wear thinner with every questionable play that slips through the cracks. Something has to give before the league loses the very star making everyone pay attention in the first place. Backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in, backslash in. WNBA stands at a critical crossroads, and how it handles these volatile situations will ultimately decide if this unprecedented growth lasts and transforms into a permanent shift, or if it simply fades once the initial headlines move on. Clark earned better, and the legions of new fans demanding it are refusing to stay quiet anymore. The league keeps pretending these moments are isolated incidents, when everyone with eyes can clearly see the pattern stretching across the entire season. Veterans test boundaries because the consequences, when they arrive, are always late and land softly. This leaves Clark to absorb the physical tax on her body while simultaneously carrying sky-high expectations. Thomas walked away claiming victim status after the contact, and White offered balanced words that satisfied no one hungry for real change.